I'm Bob with FixMyPlaystation.com. In order to remove a motherboard from a PlayStation 3 which has recently been cleaned and the heatsink repasted, you need to remember that that new thermal paste, or fairly new thermal paste, is holding the two main processors to the heatsink with the same sort of suction as if you have like a rubber boot stuck in the mud. It's holding that motherboard down tight. So when we want to lift this up, see, if this was an old PlayStation 3 with dried out thermal paste, the motherboard would lift right up. But because we know we have this was a machine that we had a different repair done recently, now requires further repair. So to lift this motherboard up and separate it from the heatsink, and this is a G model. This is an H model PlayStation 3. What we want to do is, after we remove, all the guts and we're down to just the motherboard here, what we want to do is we want to apply some upward pressure, lifting underneath the motherboard, lifting upward. We're going to put a little bit of, this one came out really easy, a little bit of pressure. Now sometimes you really have to lean on it hard, but only lean on it so that you bend the board up maybe half an inch or so, and just be persistent. Just wait. Sometimes it'll take 30 seconds or a minute, but eventually that suction will break, the board will come loose. Again, this one came out without any trouble. I waited to film it, so I thought I'd give you a fight here, but see, these processors, somebody put Arctic Silver paste on the processors prior to reassembling this machine before we got it. So that paste is still fairly moist and was holding on. They could have done a better job of spreading the paste, but at any rate, so be careful pulling these motherboards out. Again, apply upward pressure on the edge of the board, and just don't go crazy. You don't want to snap the board. We've had a few that were on there so tight because the owner had put or the previous repairman had put so much thermal paste on the processors that, boy, they were really, the suction was incredible. It was hard to pull them apart. But if you just like pulling your boot out of the mud, just put a little bit of tension on it and wait, and the board will come loose, and you'll avoid doing any damage to the processors. Thanks for watching.